I can maybe later on, if we are not live for some reason.
You can put this on. Yay!
So Erica, thank you so much. You already can, everybody already can see. I have the most beautiful sales director from UK and Ireland, Erica Wallis. Thank you so much for taking my invitation. That's really pleasure for me. And I tell you my kind of like my first impression when I saw you on Zoom. And that's amazing. I said, like, my God, where that woman is taking energy from. You are absolutely a star. And I love it because I love that kind of people when you can see them, like you want to walk from the first moment.
And you did. You came up
and I did, yeah.
I want a hug.
I did, yeah, because that's my kind of natural when I'm just breaking the bridges, every time I see the people.
So thrilled that you did. So thrilled. It was lovely.
So thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming to my Facebook. And as I said, Erica is really successful woman in sales director in UK, Ireland, and America, UK, and Ireland. So because we are all together. So just to explain to my girls how this is work, because you don't have America in Ireland. So we are all together because those. I can't say like small countries, but Ireland is small enough. So that's why we stick together for in America. So thank you so much. And I'm really glad you are here with me. And I learn from you. Your inspiration every day for me and my beauty consultants in Ireland. So Erica, thank you so much once again.
Thank you.
And my first question, of course, what was your first impulse, your first kind of impression of the Mary Kay? And did you see that before? Did you try the cosmetics first? How did you enter the Mary Kay? And how long you are in Mary Kay now?
Okay.
Please.
Right. Well, first of all, I have to say, I do apologize. I'm going to try and speak very slowly because I'm actually in Scotland. And so we're really close to you guys in Ireland. But when I get excited, I speak very fast. So I will try and keep it nice and slow.
Please, because I don't understand the Scottish words. I remembered, and that's my story. Years ago, when I came to Ireland, was my first editor from Scotland was the lady, and I didn't understand the words. So my boss was translating from English, like the Scottish English to English. Yeah. So. And I was afraid to answer any question because I couldn't understand. So. Well, listen, but your English, I couldn't say it's very good.
I'm from Aberdeen, and they always say in Scotland, we always say the nearer that you get to Inverness, the better the English is spoken. So we're getting quite close. But I have to tell you, in my 20s, that's a very long time ago, I went to work in Cork, and I had the same problem you had. I worked in a photocopying shop, and I remember coming home at night and going, I didn't understand a word anyone said because it was before the days of, regional accents being on television and radio. So we'd never heard it before, but I do understand them now. See, it's taken all this time. Right. Well, I have to tell you, Anna, I was not like you. I was a very slow burn. I was 40 years old when a Mary Kay lady said to me, had tried satin hands on at a mum's night out in the local scout hut. And I couldn't believe how good suddenly I just had my second baby. My hands were so dry and horrible. And I just thought, wow, I couldn't believe it. And she said, I can do the same for your face. And so she came along 2 weeks later and did a Mary Kay facial. And, I had the most horrendous skin all my life, as a teenager, oily skin, spots. And it was just dreadful. It was horrible, horrible, horrible. And for the first time ever, my skin felt like it just felt really soft. So I became a Mary Kay customer, and I was a 10-year customer. And my
Wow.
my Mary Kay consultant did ask me if I wanted to be a consultant. And I said, no, this is stupid. I couldn't sell anything. And I carried on being a customer. But 10 years in, I got divorced. And suddenly I couldn't afford my Mary Kay at full price. So I joined purely as a personal use customer, consultant, and I was never going to run a business because I was retraining to be a teacher of English as a foreign language. And I was heading, I didn't know it at the time, I was just about to start a language school because when I qualified, they wouldn't employ us. They said, no, there's no need. And I went, there's 10,000 Poles in Scotland. Of course there's a need. So I was going in a completely different direction. But on the day the box arrived, because I knew the products really well, I sold 3 satin hands and a frosted rose lipstick. And I hadn't even opened the box. So I thought, crikey, well, if I can do this with the box closed, what could I do with the box open? And I thought, I'm only going to sell enough to get a profit of £1,000 to pay my college course because I was absolutely stony broke. There was no money. I mean, I was really, and I had 2 young children, you know, I was suddenly a single mum. And so that was what happened. So it was never my intention.
Never intention. That's great because I entered my Mary Kay in my 40s as well.
Mm-hmm.
And when I know the brand, I was searching something to that fulfill that gap I had, that kind of burning something, I couldn't name it that time, in my heart, was screaming from inside out that it's only this is my life will happen, you know, like, so it's something else waiting for me to do, you know, like, so I had the job, I had the family and everything, but that kind of burning something to do something more, something else, something more to help people. That was kind of my why. And
you know, I was a real tomboy, so I wasn't really, you know, I had 3 eyeshadow colours that the Mary Kay lady had given to me, and my cheek colour and my frosted rose lipstick, and that was all I ever wore. I wasn't even into makeup particularly, and it was only once I'd joined and I felt this fabulous support system, the company, the people, that's when things started to change. And I wouldn't have known that just as a customer, apart from I had a very nice consultant, but you weren't aware of anything else going on. Yeah, it was fabulous. Mm-hmm.
What moments do you consider that really break through in Mary Kay career? When you say like, yeah, that's the right place. Yeah, I'm happy to be here. You know, like in the career, we have that kind of moment when we are excited on the start, like, all right, that's the best job I ever had. And then it's like something happened that's like, oh, I can't do this anymore. What kind of...
Well, it started slightly like I was saying, a couple of months in, I started to think, crikey, this is actually really good fun. These are women looking after women and supporting each other. And there's none of this sort of, you know, there might be fun competition, but it wasn't toxic competition. It was like good fun. They were including you in everything and having a good time. A couple of things on a personal level. So my daughter would have been about, she was probably about 9 or 10 when I started Mary Kay. And about a year into it, I had a fantastic director who, Isabel Kirk, who just by coincidence was also Scottish, but she lived down in London. And she'd be on the phone all the time chatting and helping me out with stuff, because I knew nothing about skincare and makeup apart from the few products that I used in the beginning. But I remember being on a journey in the car, and I was speaking to Isabel on the phone about a year in. And when I finished the conversation, my daughter turned to me and she went, "Mum, see, since you've started doing Mary Kay, you just laugh all the time." Because there hadn't been a lot to laugh about when I was getting divorced. It was a pretty heavy divorce. It was not good. And so that was the sort of personal level. On a professional level, a couple of years in, I actually was Queen of Sales for the UK and Ireland.
Wow.
Now, this is from the woman that couldn't sell anything. Why would I ever do this? Absolutely not. But I'll tell you, it came out of desperation, because I had to put food on the table every day. I had to pay a mortgage. I had to pay for a car. I had to take my kids to activities. I had to get up every day and make money. And that was my prime. I'd just wake up in the morning. It's like, where are we going to get money? And what happened is, and that's the beauty of Mary Kay, is, Mary Kay set the company up to give women financial independence. And I saw it unfolding. Because about 6 months in, Isabel turned to me one day and she said, "If you keep this up, you could be Queen of Sales." And I went, "What?" Because I had absolutely no idea. I just said, head down, get money in, pay for the food, pay for the electric, pay for everything. And what happened was, I was Queen of Sales. And the joy of it is, when you are Queen of Sales for the UK and Ireland, you are allowed to bring your family onto the stage with you. Now, sadly, my son didn't make it because he wasn't well that day. I'm sure he was just petrified about standing up on stage in front of all these amazing women. But my daughter came up, and I still have the photo. And I was so proud. If you had seen where I had been the year before and where I was that year on stage in this beautiful phase 8 green dress with loads of sequins, matching handbag, matching shoes, and my daughter, it was absolutely fabulous. And that's when I knew, do you know what? You can do anything you really want here. Nobody's holding you back. It all comes from you. So if you want it, go out and get it. And this year we had that lovely lady who was Queen of Consultant Sales. I think her first name was J.I. And, she came in, didn't even speak much English.
I know. We noticed that. Absolutely amazing. Wow.
She was the Queen of Sales for the whole of the UK and Ireland. 51,000 she sold. And I thought, wow, even I didn't sell that. I think I was about 48,000. But it didn't come from being a great salesperson per se. It was desperation. I had to bring money in and put it on the table for the kids and for keep the house going.
Yeah. And this is a great opportunity, because even if we work more hours, no matter what the job, we still can make it, because they have only 12 hours a day, or 24 hours. So we are physically not able. I remember my first sale when I was coming back home after nearly 2 hours, drinking coffee and laugh, and I have a 700 euro in my hand. And I said, wow, this is truly amazing, because I can make those hours in 2 hours, drinking coffee and laugh.
Yeah.
Of course, I learned, nothing happens overnight.
No.
But if I'm always saying to my girls, if you put more attention, because if somebody's telling you don't have to do nothing in your business, that's really lie. That's lying. There's no business that you don't have to do anything.
No, you have to put in the effort.
Yeah, because I know some girls, I can imagine if I'm posting my photo with the lipstick, that will do all the money. It's not actually.
No.
So you need to put the effort, but the effort is worth it. Is physically give us the good money, great money, I can say.
Yeah. And, we can decide what we want. I'm always saying to my girls, look, decide what you want to earn this month. Write it down and then go for it. because we
Yes.
can. You know, I've had some great jobs in my working career, but it didn't matter how much effort I put in, I still got the same salary at the end of the month. Whereas in
Yes.
this business, in direct selling, if you put in a little amount of effort, you get a little amount of money. If you put in a lot of effort, you will get a lot of money. You know, because your effort is always recompensed in, you know, in money. The more appointments you have, the more faces that you put product on, the more people you chat to, it just gets better and better. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. And that's very important. If someone's like, oh, I don't care about money, that's not true. We all care, you know, especially this life today when the work are so unstable.
Yeah.
I heard the other day that big pharmacy company really like, you know, is letting go 9,000 people.
Wow. In
That's scary.
Ireland. Is that in Ireland?
Over the world, it's like, well, I don't want to mention the name, but it's
Wow.
I read the last time in the news that the big pharmacy company is like from Athlone is good is around 30-40 people will be gone, you know, from their positions, and that's a huge company. So you know, like you never know. You can't be sure in today's world what's you won't be letting go, but you have your business that you can put all your effort, because many times, you know, we are doing everything for an employee, you know, putting all our passion, time and everything for that sort of amount of money. But if we use our passion and put the same for us, but you know, like the only thing is that discipline to be your own boss. That's really needed.
Yeah.
How do you support your consultants, your ladies that, you know, believes that they trust you because you are for them Mary Kay, you know, like they know Mary Kay from you. So whoever is finding you know, Mary Kay from, you know, sometimes people call me Mary, especially
Yeah,
on
me
the
too.
market.
Yeah, I actually did. I was on a networking in Ireland last week, and one of the girls called me Mary, and I thought, gosh, that's really nice. Do you know what I do for new girl? If I will always work with any of my consultants if they are working. So I'm happy to, if they're working and putting in the effort, I will do the same. When it comes to new girls, I always offer them 2 business debuts. So it's like a business shower where they invite their friends and family and colleagues and whoever. My goal is to try and get as many sales as possible and even get recruits, because in Mary Kay, the sales and the recruiting, if you want a stable, solid
It's
business,
like a 2 legs business.
it works together. So they get that. I also send them every Friday a video for 12 weeks. I send them a video just telling them what they could be doing this week to help them. And I'm always here. If they, you know, normally I always say between 9 in the morning and 9 at night, give me a shout, because I'm always around. I'm always, I love Mary Kay. I love the business. I love the products. I love everything about it. So to me, it's not, if someone calls it like 8 at night, I never say, oh my goodness, oh, it's after 5 o'clock. I can't possibly. Of course, I want to speak to them. So my job is to make them successful, because if they're successful, it has a knock-on effect in the unit and for me as well, because, you know, like this year we were number 3 in the unit, sales for unit sales. We did over £275,000 over the year. That didn't come from me. That came from everyone putting in an effort. And the new ones are always the best ones because they're excited. They don't think about things too much. They just get in and do it. And you know what's good about it? They do have to do training. And, you know, I would always say to new consultants, turn up for training. Turn up for training, because in any job you have got to learn the sort of nuts and bolts. But you can earn as you learn in Mary Kay. You don't have to wait until you've done the 12 weeks and then start working. The minute that, look at me, the box arrived day one, I sold £100 just like that. So that's the beauty of it. So I'm always here. If they want to chat, if they need help, if they've got questions, I'm always very, very happy to help.
Yeah, that's beautiful community that we have in
Oh, yeah.
America. It's amazing. I'm always saying, no matter I am, like even if I'm in Poland, I'm all the Mary Kay girls I know, or even here in Ireland, whoever I know, I can stop for coffee. That's kind of,
Do you know what happened? I have family in Germany, and I had gone over to Germany to see them, and I'd gone out for a run in the morning, and I had on my Mary Kay t-shirt, and so I was out having a run, and I saw a lady with a little dachshund, and so I stopped. I was speaking in German to her, and I said, "Oh, I love your little dog, and blah blah. Can I please pet the dog?" And she turned to me and she went, "Yes, he absolutely loves Mary Kay people." And I went, "Oh, you know Mary Kay?" And she went, "I'm a Mary Kay consultant." I went, "You're kidding." Really? So am I. So we started chatting, and she invited me to her training. So I went along. It was on the Monday night. I went along to the training because, it's so great to sort of share ideas. And I met Carla Jane Weber, who, although she sounds German, is actually originally English, but been married to a German for like 25 years. And she was a new director. And so it was lovely. I spent the whole night, I was training on makeup with her and doing all kinds of stuff. And, and I kept in touch with her. That was the beauty of it. So the fact that you can just go to another country, bump into a Mary Kay consultant or director, and just join in with what they're doing without quibble. I mean, there was absolutely no hesitation. She went, "You should really come to join us on training on Monday." And I was there. Yeah.
Perfect. That's beauty of that business. Absolutely. I love Mary Kay women because we are kind of open after sometimes that everything hard that we have been going through. Sometimes there's a really is a story behind the success as well.
Yes.
Always, yeah. But that's determination is coming from. And but after that, I really love, and I'm really grateful that for the time and the woman I became in Mary Kay. This is truly amazing because before I can say will be hard to be my friend, like I don't like to be myself, my own friend. That's time when I was, out of Mary Kay. So it's like, and everything is changing around us because our kind of, aura and, wherever it's like the personal growth and everything, that's a huge kind of have an impact on us and or our families, on my kids. I'm different mother, I'm different friend, I'm different woman, I'm different wife, wherever, per partner.
And look how many people at seminar, that we've just been to said, "Oh, when I joined Mary Kay, I couldn't speak. I couldn't speak in front of people." And these were people who are up on stage now, training, giving speeches. That's, it's this little tight rosebud that starts as a Mary Kay consultant. And through the work that we do with them together, they become these beautiful blooming flowers. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Yes, that's what, I truly love that. What's your goals, Erika, for this seminar year? Because for the girls who doesn't know about Mary Kay, we just started in August, our new seminar year. So we are kind of like, we just started. We can always have a new year, new start. So what's your goal for this year?
Okay. I've got 7.
Excitement, like, oh wow, that's
7 because I counted them all today. So in Mary Kay, we can all be in what's called the court of sales. So that is, you hit a certain level and you're in the court and you win the jewelry. So I'm wearing my Mary Kay jewelry today. In fact, all my, I think everything I'm wearing today is Mary Kay jewelry. So court of sales, definitely. I want this year to get to be in the court of sharing. So that's recruiting, because I've always been almost there, but never quite. So this year I've determined I want to get into that as well. So I've got my tracking sheet. I'm all ready. We were a unit club last year, which means that as a unit, we hit a certain level. So last year we hit 275,000. This year coming, I want to do 330, because that's the next plaque, the next, diamond bumblebee. And I love the jewelry. I had the pleasure, I've been in Mary Kay now 20 years. In fact, 20 years in October. And for the first time ever, I went to Dallas this year, which is something that we do. We normally go to Dallas and we, go to a seminar in Dallas. This year it was slightly different because they had to move the venue. So what happened was all the European directors came together, and it was a room full, a hotel full, a bus full of energy. There was Germans, there was Slovakians, there were Poles, there were Ukrainians. It was unbelievable. And I thought that it was so lovely. It was 5 days of utter pink, fluffy Mary Kay. So I want to do that again next year. We have a trip. There's a top directors trip every year. This year it's Lisbon in Portugal. So I want to go and do that. And I also want to bring through the goal for me, because this is all about bringing other people through so that they're successful. So the goal for me this year is to get 4 women through as directors. Because if you get 4 women through as directors, not only do you increase the amount of consultants that are, talking, because most people haven't heard of Mary Kay. They go, Mary who? So the goal is to get...
They're really unknown. So we have a huge space to work. We have a huge mission, because I don't know, for some reason, it's like we are in third row, the best makeup and skincare brand in the world. Excuse me.
We're number one for direct selling of skincare and makeup. And
we're number one, but in 3 times a row. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's truly amazing, and people start still considering, they are still don't know the brand, and that's beauty skin is coming from 5 years using Mary Kay, and they was like, oh yeah, but mine's not that soft. I said, you used one time. I'm using 5 years.
I know. I'm using 30 years. Crikey. Yeah.
Yes.
But the proof of the pudding with Mary Kay skincare is when you walk into a room of Mary Kay consultants and directors, there is no one in that room with bad skin. No one. That's how you know it works.
Yes.
And we haven't got all the makeup colors that everyone's having. We haven't got, this one and that one, but we have a fabulous core that is brilliant for every skin type, for every skin tone. And so it's, it's really versatile, and it makes women look good, feel better, gives them confidence. And, that's all you're asking, is to make women look good and feel better. Yeah.
Yeah, because you see, the other thing is people like, you are selling lipstick. What that is? What's the career is like this? Mm-hmm. But when I'm getting the text, sometimes, I'm doing the quick post, if you are sad, put a more lipstick on.
Yeah.
And then I'm getting text messages from the girls Anna, I'm working 3 years from home. That really works. I put my lipstick on.
Yeah.
And I really change my day. Yeah. And that's really fact. When you look better, you are earning more money, you are more confident, you have a better jobs. That's all proof. That's that's not coming from nowhere. That's the fact. Confident woman is visible. We are walking different. We are, we are talking different.
Yeah.
When I have my lipstick, I remember before, I was always, even if I work from home, I always had my lipstick on. And somebody might say, that's crazy. Because when I'm talking to people, and even without the camera off, it's when I had my lipstick, I felt already like I'm just speaking to 1,000 people, you know, completely different attitude, energy, you know, and that's even, you can feel that through the phone.
You can. And you know
Yes.
something, I've moved around a lot since I got divorced because I can. So as long as I've got internet, mobile phone, I can live
And you're
anywhere.
speaking 5 languages.
I know.
Oh my God, how amazing that you are.
Some better than others. But I lived in a small village not far from Aberdeen, actually. And we stayed there for about maybe a year, year and a half. And when I left, someone said, "Oh, I'm sorry you're leaving. You're the most glamorous person in the village." And I thought, I wasn't. Well, I was, but the reason they thought I was because every morning I put on my makeup, I put on my, lipstick, foundation, everything, and walked out that door in my high heels. I don't wear high heels anymore, but then I did. And, people would stand and go, wow, because generally people don't bother. So you do
Yeah.
stand out. But I will say something. I always say to people, if you want to learn more about Mary Kay, ask the person that set the company up. And we are so lucky because we are still a privately owned company. Her grandson, Ryan Rogers, is still in charge, and he has his grandmother's voice in his ear all the time. So we're very lucky. I always say, if you want to read about her, because she was voted America's greatest female entrepreneur. I mean, crikey, what kind of an accolade is that? I always offer to give them the autobiography. It's a little book. It's not a big read. It doesn't look anything special, but oh my word, just the information and how she set her company up and why she did it the way she wanted to is phenomenal. Phenomenal. Yeah.
Yes, and it still works in today lives, today time, and like it's still like how big vision,
I know.
62 3 years
Yeah.
ago she had to works in today life, and it still fits and still make a woman feel important, and like the values like family, God, and work third, like is amazing. So still relevant, everything relevant to today time, and I don't think that will be ever change.
No, I don't think so either.
And I'm always saying, like, we are in not on the shelf in any shop, but we are proudly can say we are number one in the world. Absolutely amazing. You're fantastic woman, Erika. I really love you since the day one. Thank you so much. You're really inspiration for, I think you should, every woman should be, I'm always saying every woman should be in Mary Kay at least 1 year.
Minimum.
And that will change everything. So ladies, whoever is watching Erika, whoever is watching me, we are more than welcome to show Mary Kay World to each and one of you, to make that company, to make you happy and be important and visible, and really, first take care about you and the company, and you will see that more than greater results in your life. So thank you so much once more, Erika, for your time. I know you are a very, very busy woman, but it was a huge pleasure to welcome you here on my profile. And thank you so much once again. And I can't wait to meet you in person again in January.
Don't worry. We'll see each other very soon, I know.
Thank you so much, and thank you. Have a lovely evening, and take care of yourself. Thank you.
See you later. Bye.
See you later. Bye-bye.